And what I'm going to do, hold on, I'm going to bring this person in the room and I'm going to do an introduction here. Hold on a second. We need some like serious music in the background here. That's right. She's got her groove going on. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. I love this quote. Katy Perry says, "The voice of a Ferrari." I love that quote. She's got the voice of a Ferrari. She's performed a duet with the legendary Pat Benatar. Who can say that? I can't say that. Our viewers can't say that, but you can say that. And she was one of American Idol's runner-ups. But I will say she's America's sweetheart right here, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to Wake Up to the Vibe, Madison Vandenburg. How are you?
I'm doing good. Very early. Thank you so much for having me on.
This is why we throw this energy in your direction.
Yes.
Everything I just said, what I was really saying is, wake up!
Well, thank you. It's much needed.
I'm texting Ray, our good friend Ray Golick, who's in charge of Wish Fest. I'm texting him at 3 minutes of 7, and I go, Ray, I'm nervous because I'm the only one in the room right now.
I got it right at 7. I was like in the middle, like putting my lashes on. Like, oh my God.
Did you have to run around and look for these lashes, or you were just doing them up to make them longer?
No, I gotta put them to make them longer.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe today I thought maybe they had snap-on lashes or
they
something.
Do. Magnetic.
Do they really?
They use magnetic, like glue. I don't know. But
oh my gosh.
So much for having me. It's such a pleasure. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you. This is it's going to be a great show today. Probably not your traditional interview. So, usually I will talk to the guest for 10 minutes before we go on when the guest is 10 minutes early.
I know. I should have gotten there early. I'm so sorry.
You are such a musician. No, are you kidding me? I wouldn't expect anything differently. This is how musicians roll. I completely understand.
I don't know why we're such a pain in the butt. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we got today, we got tomorrow. What's the hurry? So Madison, listen, let's dive in because we got a lot of things to talk about, and you're one of those people. I can tell. I was doing a little bit of homework online and just meeting you last week, and I know we have an event tomorrow we're going to talk about. This could be one of those 4-hour interviews, but unfortunately we don't have 4 hours. In your words, today, sitting in that chair, who is Madison Vandenburg?
Madison Vandenburg is I am an 18-year-old musician who loves to sing, play guitar and piano, and I am a dark pop artist, and I'm also a singer-songwriter. Love it.
Outside of music, and I want to get to know you, and this is really one-on-one time. We have our viewers are in the room, but I view this as one-on-one time, and I want to get to know you a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to start out with really where did this all come from? You play guitar, you play piano. I read that you were playing the flute at one time, right? I don't know. Do you still play the flute?
No, I played in school. I still love it, but don't have time for it anymore.
Okay. So was it, one of these situations where you were a little kid running around with the hairbrush and singing in the mirror and, and said, I'm going to do this someday? I mean, how did this happen?
Well, I grew up listening to like Celine Dion and Whitney Houston, like on repeat in my dad's truck. I remember we used to have CDs and CDs of like the hits. And I grew up just listening to it. And then when I was 6, I started piano lessons. 7, I started guitar lessons. So I was a kid when I was really already just diving deep into music, and I just fell in love with it. And then 10. When I turned 10, I was at a karaoke booth and I sang a Whitney Houston song and a Celine Dion song. And after that, I was like, this is really cool. Like, this is so awesome. And, between 10 and 14, 15-ish, I just worked my butt off playing bar gigs and restaurant gigs, like all the time. And then when American Idol came around, everything kind of just changed. Like everything is totally different now. And yeah, it's been a crazy ride, but it's so amazing, and I'm so grateful to be able to be where I am today. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long road.
That's all. That is awesome. I have to ask you this: at 10 years old, you choose to sing Celine Dion and Whitney Houston. Could you have picked a couple of artists with some vocal range?
What's going on there?
Yeah, like, I'm going big, baby, or I'm going home.
That was it. And that was my mom and my dad were always just like, just do it. Just do it. Because they heard me sing it, like, not in front of the public. And they were just my biggest encouragers. And
that's
yeah,
awesome.
Really
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so I did follow you. I do follow both shows, American Idol and The Voice. There's only 3 shows I watch: American Idol, The Voice, and Shark Tank. That's it. It's on my TV. Now I'm into the Netflix series, but that's a whole nother topic. They're so addicting, right?
Yeah, it's bad.
But I was watching both shows, and I have to be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to American Idol. Seriously, and I mean this. I'm not just saying this because you're on the show. You are the winner. I'm serious. You are the winner. You crushed it. You're so humble. You're so humble.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. That whole show was like the best experience of my life. So I'm so grateful for the platform it's given me.
Was it easy for you? Was American Idol easy for you?
No, it was actually probably even as an artist or even as a person, it was probably the most challenging time of my life so far, because it was just so much commotion and change. It's so fast. And I really grew as both like a singer and as a person as well. And I don't know, I used to get a lot of comments. People always used to say like, it's so like, make it look harder, like it looks really easy. And I was just like, I am struggling like every week, like working my butt off every single week, like not having a voice near showtime because I'm working so much. And so many people were like, she's faking it. Like it looks too easy for her. And I was just like, when I was singing, and I was like, I don't know what to do. It's hard. It was hard. It was hard.
Well, I'm sure, especially being so young, it's not like you just came off of a 50 city tour and we're in 3 different countries, and all of a sudden, you're singing at home, you're playing local gigs, and then all of a sudden you're hanging out with Lionel Richie and Katy Perry and Luke Bryan. I mean, like, seriously.
Let me tell you, I would never imagine myself there at all.
If you had to pick one highlight through the entire season, and you made it right until the very end, and correct me, well, rather than correcting me and me getting it wrong, how far did you get?
I came in 3rd.
I thought so. Okay. I didn't want to get that piece wrong. So you made it to number 3. That's a pretty long season, and that's one heck of a stretch. What was the highlight? Give me one thing. Just take a minute and give me the one thing that really just like you took it home and said, man, I can't believe that happened to me.
Wow. So many moments like that. I think I'm tied between 2. I think when they flew us to Hawaii, that was it was kind of like an eye opener that the show really was like had the potential to truly change my career. I guess I don't know. I just kind of opened my eyes. It was like, wow, this is serious now. Like we're actually going somewhere crazy. It was so awesome that entire week. But then I'd also think the mentors were like the biggest wow factor to me. Like Adam Lambert was incredible. Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo, Lauren Daigle. Like there were so many amazing people that I got to meet. And singing with Dan and Shay. That was the coolest thing ever. It was so cool. Oh my God. I could go on and on and on. I met Carrie Underwood backstage. I almost like cried. I was so nervous. Oh my God. Just so much cool stuff. I'd say really the mentors and going to Hawaii were like my favorite.
Yeah, I could only imagine. And someone else paid for it, right? Who gets to go to Hawaii, hang out with a bunch of celebrities on someone else's dime? This is wonderful.
I would have never afforded it. So
that's beautiful. Are you a songwriter? Do you write your own material?
I do, yeah.
Do you shop material as well? I know, a lot of singer-songwriters will go through publishing companies and look for other songs, looking for that hit. How about yourself?
Yeah, well, I work with a songwriter and producer. His name is Pat Gasparini, and then his recording engineer, Randy Pasquella. I just started working with these guys about a month ago, and so he writes his own stuff that me and him go over, and so like I'll sing what he has written, and then he'll we'll work on something I've written. So it's kind of like a joint effort between me and Pat, and I find that works really, really well because we've gotten so much work done in the past like month. We have so much music ready to go, like an EP and the getting ready to go, and just so much cool stuff. So yeah, so I guess I do. I write and I do sing his songs as well. Reason, the song I just released, was written by Pat Gasparini. So yeah, that's the whole team.
Is there? I know with the whole COVID thing going on. Is there talk of a tour? Are you planning this kind of stuff today, or are we just sitting? I don't want to say just sitting back, but are we waiting, or is there actually a tour in process?
We have, we have this idea that we're still working on that is I don't know. We're working on some dates. We're trying to make it work with everything going on. It's really, really difficult, but we're looking into, I just had a show at the drive-ins last week. So we're looking into possible, like, just hitting a few, like, drive-ins in a few states or malls. We don't really know yet, but there are, like, some things cooking in terms of, like, actually playing this year. So there will be something. It's just secret. I can't say it yet.
Yeah, no, that's right. But isn't that amazing, though? If you look back 1 year, you never could have imagined my tour is going to be at drive-in theaters across the U.S. Like, when did the drive-in theaters, they were going out of business a year ago, and now they become a platform, right?
They do. Yeah, it's so weird. Everything is so different. It's just like we have to adapt to it. Everybody does. And it's just, I think we're all kind of playing it by ear as we go along. And I don't think anybody really knows what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's just, everything's different. So we're trying to make it work. We're trying to adapt.
Cool. I'm probably a little bit all over the board with my questioning because I'm thinking of things as we're talking, right? And we're talking about tours and we're talking about drive-in theaters, and I don't know why this popped into my head. When you're on tour and you're playing arenas, you've got these backstage catering services, record companies taking you out to dinner, and radio stations having buffets and this and that, right? And now you're at the drive-in theater, so they welcome the band for cheeseburgers and French fries, right?
Well, yes, actually, Malta Drive-In has some pretty good hot dogs.
You have arrived. So what is I want to get to know you personally. What is your favorite food? Do you cook? Do you like to brew up something interesting, or what?
I'm learning, but my favorite is anything pasta. I will eat anything pasta. It is very bad, and I've been trying to stay on a diet where I don't eat as much, but I can't help it. Alfredo sauce is my weakness, so
pasta will save you.
Pasta makes you feel better. I don't know why it does that.
Don't listen to all of those people who are anti-carb. Trust me.
Oh, I've tried. It just doesn't work.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I want to remind our viewers, I have it on the screen, but as you know, we're talking with Madison Vandenburg, a singer, songwriter, performer, just an all-out great person here, and has done some amazing stuff in her music career. At 18 years old, you've already accomplished so much. Let's talk about Pat Benatar. What's her husband's name?
Neil Giraldo.
Neil Giraldo, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously, like, talk about two people. And I watched the performance this morning, and I thought, I did, because I want to be a little bit in the loop when I'm interviewing a guest. And I was so impressed by how you handled yourself, though. You were just like, yeah, Pat, I got this line.
Oh my God, thank you. I was every moment that I spent next to her, a living legend, I died inside. I was like, what am I even doing here? Like, is this real life? Like, she was so amazing, and even more incredible in the rehearsals. And so was Neil. Neil was also just so super supportive as well. And they were just both on my side the whole time, just, supporting me 100%. And when we finally got to perform together on stage, it was just magical. Like, it just fit, and we were all just jamming out on stage, and I didn't care whether I was going next week to continue or whatever. I was just focused on, holy crap, like, I'm singing with
Right.
Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo, like, grew up listening to them. It's just the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever. Coolest thing
Talk about being grateful in the moment, right?
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, just watching that, I'm like,
It's amazing, right? It's amazing stuff right there. Oh my gosh. I a lot of times, I have different artists on the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was just amazing. I was like tingling from head to toe. I'm like, whoa. That I'm so proud of you. I don't even know you. But you're an upstate New Yorker. You're from Cohoes, New York, right? And I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's an epic moment, man. If that's all that came from being an Idol contestant, that's good enough. We're good. So I'm always curious when you get an opportunity like that, and you have backstage stuff, you've got rehearsals, you get to know them a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get their cell phone number? Like, can you stop at her house and have a barbecue?
No. I actually got their email. I went to one of their shows afterward, and they sent me an email, and they were like, "Madison, are you here? We'd love to see you." And I had no service, and I got the email the next day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so dumb." But, no, unfortunately, we don't get to get that close with them.
Yeah,
this too, but it was still
that's all right.
Experience. Yeah,
I have a feeling the day is going to come when they're going to be coming to your house.
That would be crazy. Oh my God.
Pat Benatar is going to be singing one of your songs. Okay.
I would die. That would be insane.
How crazy, right?
You to this whatever event, whether I'm hosting a dinner or something, you have to be there. And stream it to wake up to the vibe.
I was going to say, either we stream it or just put me on the guest list. I'm cool. I'll come. I know how to hang. Now listen, so you've had some vocal coaching.
Yeah.
Okay. And your vocal coach, obviously, with Mariah Formica, right? And she was on The Voice. I know a good friend of mine, and David Tomasic, David J, right? He's a dear friend of mine. I've actually produced a few videos with him. He's a great guy. I love Dave. And he was taking some lessons from this coach. Who is this coach? I want to know, what is this coach? What's the magic going on behind those doors, man?
Well, I actually wasn't aware that David, I don't know which coach David went to, but me and Mariah, we started off with Leslie O'Donnell from Modern Day Music in Clifton Park. And she was my first vocal coach for a few years, and just absolutely amazing, completely changed the way I sang and saved me from like really hurting my voice when I was young. And when she kind of moved to like home lessons, we stayed at Modern Day, and now we take from Katie Johnson. And she is so incredible as well. Like their whole team there is absolutely amazing, professional, so cool. But me and Mariah's voice teacher is Katie Johnson, and she is just so sweet, and she really knows what she's doing. And I've been with her for I think probably a year now, and it's just been great. It's just been awesome.
Is that something you do on a weekly basis, or is this something once in a while, or it's a scheduled, steady thing for you?
Yeah, it's every Tuesday at 7. I have my online voice lesson.
Well, it amazes me though. Somebody who can sing like you have this amazing range, and you have great control. And a lot of singers have beautiful voices, but then sometimes they get a little sloppy, right? You've got great control over your voice, and it amazes me that you're still taking lessons.
Oh, thank you. I think the owner at MDM, his name is Paul Benedetti. He produced my first two songs. He told me something that still sticks with me. It's like, voice lessons isn't about like constantly trying to make yourself better. It's more about like learning new ways to help your voice and like preserve it and also sound good, but not having to give your all every time. And that's super important for me. And I think for Mariah as well, because we're both belters and we like to, be loud when we sing. And I don't know, that comes with a lot of consequences if you don't do it right. You can definitely strain, you can get vocal notes and so much stuff that I think vocal coaching really helps to avoid. But no, thank you so much. That is so
yeah. Well, and also you have that coach on the sidelines there for you at all times. I mean, you take Michael Jordan, right? Greatest basketball player of all time. He has several coaches.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody needs to teach him how to play the game of basketball, but it's nice to have people with different perspectives looking and watching you from different angles with your best interest in mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool stuff. One of the things I read about you, and I don't know why this hit me, because when I was young, I loved having a big wheel. And I used to go down the hills with this thing, and it had those plastic wheels, and you would just like slide out. You were so cool if you were to get on a big wheel and go down a hill. You were a soapbox derby racer.
I was. My car we used to put it on top of the closet there. Yeah.
You won some Capital District thing in soapbox derby, didn't you? She's not just a singer, folks.
I'm ready for NASCAR. No.
Right.
Well, my piano teacher and guitar teacher is actually was the director for everything going on for Soapbox Derby in Albany. And so she was like, let's try it. And we did. And my dad used to Soapbox Derby race. So it was like a family tradition. And yeah, that was like, I don't know, till like age 14, I'd say that was like my main thing besides music was soapbox.
Did you have a soapbox derby, like get up, like costume, uniform, right? How serious were you?
Oh God. I mean, let's like think about something you did in the past and you just cringe at yourself. No, I don't know. My whole family, we all took it like super serious. Like this was our thing, like whatever. But it was a good family memory. But no,
yeah.
It was like leggings, and they provided us a shirt to wear. So. And a helmet.
Don't mess with Madison Vandenburg, the soapbox derby queen.
I'll come for you.
That is too funny. So we have another song that we're going to play, and then I want to come back and talk about Wish Fest, which you're performing on tomorrow. Our good friend Ray Golick has assembled this concert to raise money for kids that are making a wish with Make-A-Wish America. Just such a great cause. A great cause. Why do you get involved in things like this? I mean, is it because you have this celebrity status and somebody called, or do you have a passion for helping children out?
Well, I grew up knowing of Make-A-Wish, and so when they reached out to me, I was on board from the start. I was like, let's freaking do it. Like, let's do something cool. Whatever you need, I'm down. And so we had so much planned for this year before everything happened. And I was going to do a benefit concert and all this stuff that unfortunately got canceled. But I think that it just brings me a lot of inner happiness and just inner peace to know that I can give it back to the world in a way that I don't think I would have been able to maybe a year ago. I think now I'm so grateful to have a platform to be able to spread awareness and start charities. I mean, I have a Feeding America charity. I have the Make-A-Wish charity, and then I have Make-A-Wish tomorrow night. And it just, I don't know, it's just such a cool thing to be a part of. It's really an honor, to be honest with you. And I feel like I'm kind of giving back a little bit, and that is an amazing feeling. So.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, and we'll talk more about this. For those of you that are in the room and watching the broadcast, we want to remind you tomorrow, 6:00, Make-A-Wish Fest, Wish Fest it's called. You can look it up on Facebook. Ray, I know you're in the show. If you could go post the link in the room for our viewers to click on, it'll take them directly to the Wish Fest page. And you can also donate today. And Ray was telling me when I was searching for you this morning, I was getting nervous. I'm like, Ray, where's our girl, Ray? And he goes, I just texted her because we hit $10,000 this morning. He challenged people to hit $10,000 before Wish Fest concert or before the show. I forgot which it was. But yeah, they hit $10,000 this morning.
so incredible. I saw his text while I was still doing my eyebrows.
While I was searching for my eyebrows or my eyelashes. Oh my gosh.
That's happy news though. So happy.
That is funny stuff. But yeah, so they hit $10,000. We're doing Wish Fest concert tomorrow, and Madison's going to be singing and performing tomorrow for the Wish Fest. And we also have the Rock Junkies. We have Flame. We have Jocelyn and Chris will be on. We have people doing presentations. We're giving money out. It's all kinds of good stuff. And that's happening from 6 to 9 or 6 to 10. I forgot which one it was. 6 until whenever we're done. How about that? And then, but it's going to be good stuff. So, and for those of you who are in the room, you can tune in to Wish Fest tomorrow by visiting Wish Fest, their page on Facebook. Ray's going to post the link, and also Wake Up to the Vibe. We're broadcasting live to both pages. So I had to just throw that out there, Madison. So now we have a song here called Reason, right? And you mentioned that you worked with somebody else, wrote this particular song, but it's somebody that you're working with and is assisting and producing you, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Set the stage. Tell us the story, and then we'll go into the song.
So I was reached out to by a really good friend of mine. His name is Adrian Bowles, and he had a lot of, well, first of all, he's just an awesome guy. Adrian, if you're watching, hello, shout out to you. He put me in contact with Pat Gasparini and his recording engineer, and so we met and talked, and he sent me a few ideas, and this was one of the first ideas he showed me, and I was just like, I love it, and he was like, let's record it, and I went in. I don't know, it took us a few weeks to kind of get comfortable enough to be able to sit in the studio together, just because of everything going on in the world and stuff. But we made sure we were safe, and we got in the studio. It was so awesome, and we worked together so well. So after that, we just took off, kept writing every single week, and that's how we got here. But Reason is such a cool project for me. It's such a new experience to first of all, to sing somebody else's song, and to also put my own spin on that, and it's just such a cool thing. It's really cool.
It's a great song. I especially like the harmony tracks. I like to listen to different layers of the song, and I'm listening this morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's beautiful harmony work. You know what I mean? And are you layering the harmonies, or did you have somebody else come in and do the harmonies?
No, we do everything, or I record all the ad libs and the harmonies and stuff.
Yeah, very cool. So this is called A Reason, and takes me a second here to go and find right here on Wake Up to the Vibe. And you're listening to Madison Vandenburg. Let's go here. I'm going to interrupt this real quick here, Madison, because I was just informed. Hold on a second. I'm going to interrupt this because I was informed that there was no audio.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either.
Yeah, listen, this is live on the internet, right? And I love it. You got to fix this stuff on the spot. It's better. What are you going to do? I wasn't going to go the whole song without, and I've done that before. So I'm going to give this another try here. Hold on a second. I think I know why. I do know why. It's Friday, baby. It's Friday. All right, let's try this one more time. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this.
I'm good to go.
And I think we are good to go on this one.
I can hear it now.
All right, enjoy.
You take me for granted when you look in my heart and hold me while I'm screaming. Oh, everyone all around us fighting for a reason, hoping it's not too late. I've been waiting here for so long. The time has come for me. Time to search your soul now and find out what is real. I know how you're feeling. I know how it hurts. Why you take me for granted when you look in my heart and hold me while I'm screaming. Oh, everyone all around us fighting for a reason, hoping it's not too late. I've been waiting all the time here, without you by my side. And I can't find my way back home, 'cause finally I found you. I know how you're feeling. I know how it hurts. Why you take me for granted when you look in my heart and hold me while I'm screaming. Oh, everyone all around us is fighting for a reason, hoping it's not too late. Oh, baby. I've been waiting here for so long. I've been waiting here for so long. The time has come for me.
And you're waking up to the vibe. Madison Vandenburg. Hold on. We got to shut some things off here. Get back to this, that, and this. This is challenging for me.
I'd be so stressed out.
Well, it's kind of a crazy. Well, first let's talk about the song, because that was absolutely beautiful. And so I use the system called StreamYard, which is, there's Zoom and then there's StreamYard. And unfortunately, StreamYard isn't the best for audio, but it has so many other features and so many other cool things that allows a talk show host to do their thing. So, and it troubles me, because you get somebody like yourself, this amazing voice, amazing video and music, and then StreamYard kind of compresses it, because there's so many people streaming today, right?
Right.
So that's, you take the good with the bad, but that was pretty much amazing. I hope our viewing audience were able to hear it. I know. And then they have the whole internet delay, the latency thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's 2 minutes before somebody says, hey, there's no sound.
Right.
Oh
I know. Trust me. I mean, when everything happened and I was doing live streams all the time on Twitch, whoo, it was a learning curve. Let me tell you.
It is the learning. And when you're one person doing it, it's never that easy. Right.
Exactly.
So it's funny because I'm watching this series morning show with Jennifer Aniston and Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And it makes you realize when there's 20 people, you have microphone people. And you were in the American Idol production, right? And you have microphone people, you have camera people, you have the audio engineers, and you have the eyelash people, right?
You really do have the eyelash. Oh no, I'm never gonna live that down.
No, that's beautiful. Are you kidding? So tomorrow, you're funny. What are your musical influence? I want to talk about tomorrow, but in a second. What are your musical influences? Like when you're driving around, what are you listening to?
I listen to a lot of James Arthur. I really like Billie Eilish. There's an artist named Fletcher that I listen to a lot. She's amazing. There's so many others. I always blank when people ask me this question because I really like to listen to so many different types of music that I can't think of it off the top of my head. But James Arthur and Billie Eilish, they're like my musical inspirations at this moment because I just think what they do is so dope. It's super
Billie Eilish is crushing it.
She is. All kudos to her because so many people say that she's overrated, but I don't think so. I think she's so talented, especially for her age and can't even imagine what her day looks like. Like crazy.
Yeah. I think when people say that, I don't know if they fully understand the industry and what goes into it, because you take someone like Billie Eilish, it's not just vocals, it's production, it's style, it's trends. She's hitting it from, she cleaned house, right? At the Grammys, took all these awards home, and then someone says, yeah, she's overrated. No, maybe if you got one Grammy, but you don't get all of that if you don't know what you're doing.
It's incredible because I've talked to a few people that are in who work in the business, and they've said that like she really has been like the driving force, the mastermind behind all of a lot of the marketing plans and her look and everything. Like that all came from her head, and I think that is so fascinating because what she does is so artistically like unique, I guess, that blows my mind and it draws me in every time. So she's just good for her. You know what I mean? It's so cool to see a young artist being successful and just doing what they do. Yeah. Super cool.
Do you, when you listen to that kind of stuff, because it's not your lane, I mean, it's different than your music, right?
Right.
But when there's a little more electronics going on and heavily produced, right? Mm-hmm. Do you see yourself experimenting with stuff like that? I mean, when you look at Kelly Clarkson, right? Mm-hmm. When she first came out, it was such straightforward country music, and now it's full blown. It's pop, it's country, it's rock, covering all genres. And kudos to artists like yourself and Kelly that can pull that kind of stuff off. But where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Like in a straight narrow lane, or really?
I've always been super open to any type of. I've always loved experimenting with my music, and I honestly, if I could produce something like what Billie Eilish has done or does, I think that would be super cool. I'm so into that sound. I think it's so cool. It's just so cool. Especially, I mean, I don't know a lot about producing at all, but I know just a little bit to know, like, to listen to like certain stuff to be like, that's so cool that they kind of added that in there the way they did or whatever. It's just, I don't know. And they all bop. They're all bops. So yeah, 100%. I think the direction I'm going in, and a lot of my new music is way different than what I have out right now. It's not as acoustic, folky, like country kind of sound. It's more of like a darker pop, like powerhouse type of sound. And I really am in love with it. I've been waiting for a really long time to kind of get to that point and discover that as an artist. And I finally think I did. And it's just such a relieving feeling. So I'm excited for the music that's coming out.
Yeah, cool. I like that when you said It bops? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like they're
Well, you have to explain that to me. What does that mean?
you can bop to them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Hey, listen, it's a generational thing. All right, I'm understanding this.
Well, here's some of my lingo.
Right. I love it. It's fresh. It wakes me up. I want to make note here, and I don't know if you're watching the stream from. Are you watching the stream at the same time as the interview? Because I seem to have lost a connection on my end, and I'm really hoping that this is streaming live. And if it isn't, for some reason, I'm replaying this interview. I'm going to give me 1 second. I want to look at this again.
Yeah, I went on Facebook to try and share it to my page, and I texted Ray because I was like, is it on for you? And I texted my friend. She said she could still see it. But
yeah, okay. It seems to be back. I'm looking at it again. And again, here's the problem. And if Facebook is kind of funny, when I interview somebody and we play a copyrighted song, sometimes Facebook, I already received one warning and I'm like, but I'm interviewing the person that wrote the song, but it was already registered with ASCAP and BMI and stuff. And all these complications, the system's not flawless by any means.
Oh, 100%. Totally get that.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll review things, and if for some reason, and because we're recording the broadcast at the same time, because I want you to be able to look back at this in 30 years. Hopefully I'm here and you can look back and go, I remember that guy. I remember that interview.
Oh my gosh. I'd be like, we still got to hold that dinner.
No, we're going to hold that dinner and I want you back on the show. I want to see where you're going. Let's make this a regular thing. Seriously.
Yes. I mean, I would actually be down if for real. Like, this is so much fun. It's probably the most fun I've had in an interview in forever. So
you forgot about getting up at 7 a.m, right? You're not tired anymore, are you?
No, I'm a little crackhead energy. Like, I got some like crackhead energy because it's so early.
Crackhead energy. I love that.
Like, can I go for a run after this? I don't know. Maybe.
That is awesome. So listen, can people buy your music?
People can. Yes. They can buy iTunes, yep, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, I think, CD Baby, I'm pretty sure, a bunch of Tidal, just all those, like, everywhere. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. Well, listen, I'm going to close the show with you. Okay. Cool. So hang tight. First, I want to thank you very much for taking the time. I know you're busy. I know you've got a lot of studio stuff going on. But it really means a lot to me for you to take the time. We kind of put you on the spot last week when we were in our meeting for Wish Fest. And I took advantage of an opportunity. I'm like, wait a minute, you need to be on my show.
Listen, you said that. And I was like, let's do it. What are we even waiting for? Thank you so much for having me on. It's been such a pleasure. Oh my God. Best interviewer ever. You are just so awesome. And I'm so excited for tomorrow. It's going to be great. And yeah, thank you so much.
It's going to be awesome tomorrow. I was flipping through the comments and I saw one comment here and I'm going to highlight it on the screen. I don't know if you can see that. Just that comment really hit me. I says, that's just awesome.
Thank you.
So, yeah, listen, you stay humble and I know you will. The only thing I think can destroy your career is alcohol and drugs. And I don't see you going down that road, and I will keep you in my prayers that you don't go down that road. Because it has ruined so many careers, right? It
has. It's
crazy.
It's actually terrifying. I don't know. You get in that circle and people it's just a normal thing. And it's like, I'm gonna stick to my pasta. Like,
I'll stick to my pasta. I'm on a carb high. I got crackhead energy. I'm on a carb high. Leave me alone.
That's me.
That's me. I love it. Madison, listen, it was such a great pleasure. I'll close the show with you, so don't go away. Want to remind everybody, Wish Fest tomorrow, 6 o'clock. You can check it out on the Wish Fest page on Facebook. Also, Wake Up to the Vibe. We're out to raise $15,000, ladies and gentlemen. 5,000 more to go. We've got some great performers tomorrow, so make sure you show up. Happy Friday, everybody. Pay it forward. Live your best life. God bless you all and have yourself a great day. Madison, you take care. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye now.